Hello everyone, I'm going to introduce you to a movie that many have surely seen or have surely heard about it. It is based on a true event and it really does have a moving story. It is called A Dog's Tale Hachiko. It is one of those films that remain in our hearts that even make us cry. This movie begins with a boy who tells the story of his grandfather's puppy. In that story, the boy told that there was a puppy called Hachiko that nobody know where it came from. The only thing they know about him is that he was in a box that was on the train. That when they were going to deliver him, the car fell off and he was lost until Parker finds him. One of the protagonists and who decides to keep him. Nobody wanted to take care of him, but he had a little problem with his wife not waiting the dog. They searched and searched from the true recipient and took him everywhere until his destiny was to stay with him forever. One of Professor Parker's friends tells him that on his necklace it says Hachi in Japanese, which in Spanish means aid. That is why they decided to name it Hachiko. He becomes so fun to the car sees him, talk to him, teaches him to bring the ball. But there was a big problem there. Kat didn't want him who his wife and insists that they find him at home, but in the end not even she can be contented with Hachi's charms and often happens at home. Time goes by. Hachi he gets big to keep playing with him. They leave him out sleeping and every day he receives the arrival of his master. Parker is still trying to get him to go to the ball, but he doesn't catch his attention. One day, this dog runs away to follow him to the train station, and later he stays with Kate, the lady. In another side, he sneaks out again to go to the station and see the exit until the owner arrives. Parker is surprised that he didn't really teach him that, but they go home together. Anyway, the rest of the days, Hachi starts accompanying his master to the station and waits for him until he arrives from work, which makes the puppy meet several people on his trip, such as the man who works at the station named Carl, also the one who sells hot dogs, or the lady who seems to have theater and Drake and Josh like the every day. One day, Hachi doesn't show up at the station. Parker worries and starts asking his acquaintances and his wife about the dog, but is just a little scared. Another day, Parker on the way to work, Hachi's barks at him not to go to work, but he still follows him the station and this time with the ball that he never wanted to learn to play. Something very strange but happy for Parker, and he goes to work anyway. While he was working giving his class, he feels bad, and when he tries to get up, he collapses to the ground. Hachi sees his family crying, but he still goes to the station to wait for his owner, even though it's snowing, until they come to look for him at the station. After Parker Hachi's funeral, he keeps coming back to wait for his love until the evening. Someone tell him that he's not coming back. Someone tell him. The the family decides to move, and Hachi lives with Parker, daughter, and his and her husband for a while, but at the first opportunity they get, he runs away from the home, following to the train tracks until he reaches the station. People are amazed to see how to continues to wait for his owner. They return again to pick him and take him home. After that, they decide to let him free, but uh, Hachi continues doing to his routine and sleeps on home train tracks. Carl, who was one of those who um, worked there, tries to talk nice to him and make him come to his senses. That will never come again. Hachiko's story begins to become famous when a reporter begins to take pictures of him and tells his story, and that is what several people visit the place. They take care of the puppy, but no one takes him home, and they still leave his money so that he always had to eat. The gentlemen who are there he give him water, and that is how 10 long years to go by. Kate returns to visit the grave of her husband, and when she goes to the station, she meets Hachi at the station. She's amazed and goes back, older and still waiting for her master. Hachiko's waiting for her master at the station, and it's and that is how Parker's grandson makes him accompaniation cry with the story of the dogs that wait until the end. Today there is a statue called Hachiko in honor for him. Ladies and gentlemen,